Welcome to Black reSurgence Television. You know what? I'm so used to saying black, but when I began this show, I was only thinking of the dilemma of black people, and I was not looking at things with a wider vision. And we're all in this world together, so we decided to eliminate black, and we are reSurgence Television. And I'm so delighted today. I have a very special treat for you.
A brown one.
I have a brown treat for you today. And that's Arnel Valle. Arnel he's a candidate for public access community, the advisory board.
Yes.
I'm going to let Arnel tell you about it. But the reason we needed Arnel on the show today, there are some changes happening in public television. And as a matter of fact, it also touches on healthcare, the changes that are happening or that need to happen. Some things are fixed, and people are trying to. They're not broken, and people are gonna fix them. Okay.
Reinventing the wheel.
Reinventing the wheel. So Arnel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Diane.
I am so delighted to have you here. I mean, to have my master trainer, this man.
I've never been your guest before.
No, you haven't. And it dawned on me, I'm very, very concerned.
Okay.
Very concerned about what's happening with public access. I'm not, well, from what I'm seeing is what happens is they want to take public access away from the public, okay? That's you and I. Mm-hmm. We have people with a lot of expertise. Arnel, Chris, there are a lot of people with a lot of expertise in public access television. And I've worked with people that said they were going to do something, and they did what they said they were going to do. Arnel is number one on my list. Welcome to the show, Arnel.
Thank you, Diane. It's an honor to be
What's going on?
It's an honor to be on reSurgence TV.
Thank you.
And I also want to mention that...
It's an honor to have you.
You mentioned a lot of people that have been very active with maintaining the future and the presence of public access. I also want to remind everybody that just 2 months ago, 90% of the staff was laid off. And that's a big, huge concern.
You know, I went to City Hall. I just joined public access. I mean, I've always taken it for granted. I've watched it for years. Mm-hmm. And I just always knew I could tune in. Then I find out that privilege may be taken from us. Right. And so with the information that you and others provided, I did whatever I could, but I felt I came in late. The public, we did not know.
Time was running out very, very quickly. Just to basically build this picture of what was happening.
Please let people know what's going on.
Public access has been around for many, many, many years. Roughly 30, 40 years with the onset of cable television. That's something new. So it's still a very young concept. Part of the structure of cable television involves basically hard connections into city property, into mm-hmm. communities. They're sharing mm-hmm. actual cable lines, phone lines. They're drilling under under the sidewalks and the streets, connecting cables to provide cable television to subscribers that want to pay money to get cable television.
Okay, so that's like for...
That's rudimentary mechanics of public access
rudimentary.
television.
So like for, say my grandmother's watching television. Because grandma watches every show. Right. So what does that...
The best way to illustrate that is if you had 2 tin cans and you want to talk to your neighbor
We used that when I was a kid. Okay.
You just can't talk into a can and expect your friend from across the yard to hear you. Okay. There has to be that line in between that physically connects you. That's how it works. Okay. Same thing with cable television. Okay. You just can't turn on your television and expect to find stuff like HBO, Showtime, CNN, TNT, whatever. Right. You need that physical connection, but it's not free. You need to pay for it.
Right.
So that's the whole subscription deal. With this new onset of technology, the cities that we're going through and thinking, a cable provider wants to give us cable television, but they want to drill in our streets, they want to connect all these cables, they're going to block the skyway with all these lines. No, let's try it this way. If you want to provide cable service in the area, cable companies have to, whatever money they make from these subscriptions, they got to give it back to the city that they're drilling into.
Okay, now how did
like they're paying lease or they're paying rent.
Okay, and excuse me for interrupting you, but you know what? Something was just now. My grandmother doesn't understand. Most people and a lot of people, we subscribe to these pay premium channels, etc.
Right.
But back in the day when I grew up, I'm a little bit older than you. No, I'm really a lot. But the point is, and that was one of the things that was so impressive about you, Arnel, is that you are so familiar with the entire media industry. People like my grandmother, and including myself, I want to know why was it that the cable channels were able to take over and I could no longer turn on the channel 2, 4, 5, or whatever my basic channels were? Why did I have to start paying for basic television? And why are they taking public access? Like my grandmother asked me, this was public access. What's going on? We don't understand.
There's two different variations on this. One is what my partner loves to remind me about. If you think about law, there is the letter of the law and there's the spirit of the law. The spirit of cable television is to give consumers a choice to actually buy something that's more rich and more flavorful. There's more options. Fewer commercials was one of the early things.
Right.
Programming was, since you're subscribing, it kind of separated cable television away from broadcast television, and that has to do with FCC regulations.
But it looks like now they want to take any ability to watch public free TV
Right.
And now we have to pay for everything, and then they want to take our public.
Before it was what I would call pull technology. You and I would turn on the television. We knew what we wanted to watch. We pull it into our homes. Now, media, entertainment, information has turned from that concept from pull technology, where we are in control, to push technology, where whatever it is that we're consuming is being pushed to us.
And you know what?
It's basically like a junkie getting their fix from their dealer.
You know,
it's like they're not going out to get it. The dealer's trying to find someone to push it onto.
Right.